Evening rather, ladies and gents. We are at St Matthias Church in Poplar. Bit of a personal family connection, this one for me. My great grandmother Maud, she was christened here. Maud Wanless, maiden name was. So we're going to get a miniature tour of the outside of the church and churchyard graveyard tour. To be honest with you, I've never been to this church before. I've only ever seen that there's a church sort of in the background. Knew that St Matthews was down here, and I don't know why I never did come to it, because it is where my great grandmother was christened. What's this then? From the grave of William Grundy. Ooh, you can barely make out anything of the names or the dates or anything. William Grundy. It says the family vault of William Grundy, 1823. It's a fairly old church then. Oh, I'll have a look at these ones. Little St Matthew's preschool. The family vault of Mr. Family vault of William. Is that William G.R.? It looks like Grixger, Grixger, Grixger. It's an unusual name. There's nothing around that side. No, it's all on the way. Ooh, we fell into a hole. It's quite an old church then. I didn't really, to be honest with you, know very, very little about this one, other than my great grandmother was christened here. And someone who I kind of know for a history thing said to me, oh, there's very, very little left of what was originally there. This was a good few years ago. And then having gone past on the bus, I thought, there's a church, the church is still there. So yeah. It's a nice church by the looks of it. So we've done these ones. We'll have a look over here now. That is so worn, those two, that you'll never ever get. Boundary 9 inches north of this stone. That's the churchyard boundary. You've got one of the little sepulchre type ones there with the inscription's completely worn away, isn't it? Yeah. Well, it looks as if it's been turned into a preschool from what I can gather. Mary, relict of John Perry Senior, Esquire. Relict is the way they wrote widow of in those days, so I assume that Mr. John Perry will be above because his name's worn away. Philip Perry. Oh look, this must be his father, Philip Perry. Oh dear. The rest of that's more or less completely worn away. Elizabeth, the wife of Captain William something. I can't work that out. It's a bit worn away. Yeah. That's quite a large churchyard, this one. I'm surprised. Yeah, it's a preschool. Right. Also, Mrs. Anne Palmer. daughter of the above. Departed this life 20th September the 20th, 18, and then it looks at 30. The last letter's gone. Age 60 years. That one's more. It looks better on the screen than you can see in real life. That's crazy. I can't really make much of that out. Mrs. Mary Ann Smith. So that's Smith family. Elizabeth Smith. All pretty close together, these ones. John. William. Francis of this parish. Departed 21st of January 1824, aged 2 years and 7 months. And you've got also the above named Mr. John Ramage, R-A-M-A-G-E, so it's not, yeah, it's not Range, it's Ramage, R-A-M-A-G-E, who departed this life 16th of February 1813 or 18, aged 61 years. Oh no, is that 18? That could be 1843. It could be 1813 or 1843. It's very worn away. Also Mrs. Jane Ramage, wife of the above, who departed this life 20th of January 1844, aged 36 years. Yes, aged 36 years. Is that 36 years? Well, there's a big age difference between them two. No, can't make that one out, I'm afraid. It's too worn away. Yeah, there's quite a lot over there. This is the church itself. This is the bit you see from the road, from East India Dock Road. It's a preschool, so I can't really be going in there and filming and stuff. Very nice. Five to 6, I don't know if that's right or not. Let's check. It's 20 to 6, but I'll forgive it. Unless it's stopped, it may have stopped at 5 to 6. St Matthias. Sorry, I always call it St Matthews. I am sorry. St Matthias Church. Poplar Chapel. Built in 1654. Rebuilt as St Matthias in 1876. Deconsecrated 1977. So that's the history of that. You've got some older ones here. This is in slate, so this should be pretty good to read. Sacred to the memory of Mrs. Elizabeth Crichton, C.R.I. Crichton, who died August the 22nd, 1851, aged 83 years. Also, Isabel Helena Crichton, granddaughter of the above, who died September the 20th, 1854, aged 5 years and 11 months. Also, Elizabeth Ariel, A-R-I-E-L-L, Ariel Mitchell, who died September the 11th, 1855, aged 10 years. That one, although there are like some letters on it, you just can't really make much out of these. Hawkins is the surname. You've got this one's much better. Mrs. Elizabeth Hillman, who died June the 15th, 1788, aged 52 years. That's got to be a later gravestone that's been put on this family grave. Likewise, Mr. William Hillman, husband of the above, who died 29th of July 1802, aged 64 years. Also Mr. William Hillman, son of the above, who died. That's completely gone, that bit. Aged 49 years. So that's stone probably went on when the son went in, because that's more like your 1700s type ones. So yeah, 1788. I'm pleased with that. I like that. The old parishioners. Sacred to the memory of Jane King, late wife of Mr. Henry King, who departed this life February the 1st, 1821, aged 20 years. Mary Ann King, daughter of Henry and Mary King, departed this life December the 30th, 1826, aged 2 years and 3 months. Also Mary Elizabeth King, can't make out much of that, aged 2 years and 2 months. And then it's got also Mr. Henry King, father of the above mentioned, and then the rest of that's gone. Certainly as to my eyes anyway. You've got a war memorial over there, so we'll have a look at well, I think it's a war memorial. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Family vault of George Salter, Saltler, Saltler, Saltler. Make out much more of that. There's another one over here. We like walking on graves, but there we are. Oh, that's way too warm to make anything out of that. Same as this one. These are box vaults. You can see part of the old inscription there that's just gone. Get a few frosts on them and then away they go. That's worn away. What have we got here? Mr. Charles B.E.A.U. Beaumont of this parish. Died this life, that looks like 1814, aged 23 years by the looks of it. The rest of those is worn away. You can just make out little bits. F.A.N. Francis, wife of. That's gone, that one. See if there's any on the other side. Oh no, that's very worn away. James, son of William and Hannah. Oh gosh, Horner. You're not going to make much more of that out unless you guys and girls can through the screen. It looks very clear on screen, but when you zoom in on it, you'll see it's not that clear. Oh no. Oh, okay. I thought I'd trodden upon something. think these ones are all worn away, but I will check them. Yeah. Very, very faint inscriptions on them. That's a shame. I'll have a look along and see. Yeah, they're all facing that way, and to get there I've got to walk through that lot. I'm sorry, but I'm not doing that. Sacred to the memory of Hugh Mackintosh Esquire, late of Bloomsbury Square, and of, oh God, what's that? Marsalles, Marsilales, Essex, who departed this life the 31st of August 1840 in the 72nd year, in his 72nd year. Also of Mary, his wife, who departed this life the 24th of May 1833, aged 59 years. Also of David Mackintosh Esquire, late of Tavistock Square, and of Marshalls, Essex. Marshalls, that might be a house or something fancy, or a place, I'm not sure. The only son, who departed this life the 7th of January 1856, aged 56, and was interred in Kensal Green Cemetery. So it probably wasn't allowed to be buried here under the Burials Act. They banned a lot of burials after a certain amount of time. Sacred to the memory of James Mackintosh, late of Richmond Terrace, Islington, brother of Hugh Mackintosh Esquire, herein be buried. Sorry, what's that? H-E-R Heron. Yes, herein buried. Yeah. Who departed this life on the 3rd of January 1855 in the 79th year. Also of Francis, his wife, who departed this life the 21st of January 1855, aged 71 years. So that's probably one of your fanciest ones there. That's the church. There are some other stones along there, but very worn. What's this one? Sacred to the memory of Mrs. Anne Flower, wife of Mr. Farnham Flower, F-A-R-N-I-L, Farnham Flower, of this parish. Here's your name. Who departed this life November the 27th, 1829, aged 36. Also Mrs. Anne Flower, second wife of the above mentioned, married again, who departed this life August the 3rd, 1832, aged 23 years. And of the above named Mr. Farnham Flower, who departed this life January something 18, that looks like 70 something, aged 78 years. There is more inscription up there, but that is just so worn, I'm never going to be able to read that. Sacred to the memory of Henry Flower, son of George and something Howes, it looks like Agnes, George and Agnes Flower. They departed this life August the 28th, 1858, aged 2 years and 18 days. There's a big verse below that. There's more up there, but that's something. Mr. Edward, that's probably going to be that man's father. Right. Up. It's a lovely church. I may ask if I can have a look. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask, does it? We shall see. If we ask, you might get a churchyard, an internal of the church as well. To the memory of Mrs. Anne Jones, wife of Samuel Jones of Stepney, only daughter of Sir Bibye Lake, Bibye Lake, died June the 17th, 1736. Also her infant son Samuel Jones. This is probably the most impressive one here, I would imagine. Susanna Jones, wife of Samuel Jones Esquire, mother of Richard Marsh Esquire of London, died January, lettering's gone, January the 8th, 1786. What I liked about that one is it's got a ship above it, and so near the Thames. And here we've got Samuel Jones of Stepney, so died February the 4th. I'm going to have to walk on it to get round now to see. 1777. This is pretty well preserved, you know. That's their coat of arms, look. Also Sarah, wife of Samuel Jones Esquire and daughter of Captain John and Elizabeth Bromwell, died August the 14th, 1714. Also John Bromwell, son of the above, Samuel and Sarah Jones, died May the 4th, 1711. Also Elizabeth, their only daughter. Ellingford, 24 Salisbury Road, Poplar. That's who did this. And it looks as though it's probably been restored and repaired over time as well. It's a big vault. There's a big vault underneath this, which I do not wish to fall into. Got some more parishioners over here. Oh gosh, no, never going to be able to read that one. That's too worn away, I'm afraid. This is very, very interesting. I had no idea that all this much was here and so much history, if I'm honest with you. Mrs. Margaret Boswell, wife of James Andrew Boswell of Blackwall, who departed this life June the 7th, 1836, aged 25. Also her infant son James, aged 3 weeks. Also James Andrew Boswell, who departed this life, oh goodness, that looks like March 18. That's 48 in his 42nd year. That is a big box vault over there. Oh, hang on. There's a name on this one that should be legible. I do like to try and cover everyone if I can. This one you can just about make out vague bits of lettering, but Mrs. Jane Bright. Who died the 8th of August 1800 in the 77th year of her age. Also Mrs. Sarah Husted, sister to the above, who died something of March 1811, aged 88 years. Sorry for having to stand on him. Don't like doing that as a rule, but here we are. This is protected by the trees, sacred to the memory of Charles John, late surviving son of Marmaduke Tatham and Mary Ann, his wife. They departed this life June the 2nd, 1848, aged 24 years, and who together with Louisa, his wife, who died April the 30th, 1848, aged 22 years, lies interred in Poplar Churchyard, which is here. They were loved and pleasant in their lives, and in their death they were not divided. Not divided. In their death they were not divided. So yeah, he died 1848. He died on June the 2nd, 1848. April the 30th, 1848, she died, his wife. So she died first and he died afterwards. It makes you wonder if it was a disease. There was a lot of diseases. Oh crumbs, look, foxhole. And I won't go too much over that way because it's nah, better not. Go back round. Better not. I've almost fallen in through foxholes before, so I learned my lesson. Mr. Joseph Brigson of this parish. This life April 2nd, 1820 something, age 77 years. The rest of it's so worn. You've got a couple more over there. There's one that we should be able to make out because it's slate. To the memory of Lewis Thomas, departed this life April the 4th, 1863, aged 55 years. Also Elizabeth, daughter of something like this. She departed this life November the 14th, 18, and I can't get too near it because it's full of brambles. Yeah. Oh, it's quite a big church and churchyard. Assembly point. I don't know what that's about. Yeah. No, I'm glad I've managed to tick this one off my list. Obviously, as you see, it's a nursery kind of affair now. So this is getting used, I suppose. (1600s) and then rebuilt in the 1870s. That's interesting. Oh, you've got more vaults here. I won't get too near to this one because these can sometimes collapse. But the name is completely worn away. That'll be their coat of arms though. held up on cannonballs normally means they fought in the navy or that they were a ship's captain or something like that. This is this person's coat of arms here. To the memory of something Richard and Anne Lambert, 6th of July 1842. Most of that's gone, I'm afraid. There's the church tower. Didn't realise this one would take over 30 minutes, guys and girls. Very good to the memory of Mr. Thomas Lambert of this parish, who departed this life something March 1813, aged 76 years. Right. Oh, I found that most interesting. Hope you did. Bit of stained glass there. Should go and have a word and see, and possibly see you soon. If not, hope you all enjoyed the little churchyard tour. Take care all. See you soon.